From Ratna Bhushan, a friend, motivator, and guide to IAS aspirant, international motivational speaker, leadership trainer, CEO, coach, political strategist, and policy advisor. Welcome to ASGIS. ASGIS believe in quality, commitment, and success, a leading institute for IAS preparation. Before starting, I would like to request you please share, subscribe, and like, and listen carefully. We are discussing about General Studies Mains Paper 1997. General Studies Mains Paper 1997. Definitely the paper of UPSC now it had been absolutely changed, but by analyzing the previous year paper you can get an idea that how the UPSC has the questions. So my dear students, please listen carefully again and again. The question is, how are the president, this is related to Indian polity, how are the president and vice president of India elected? What are the constitutional issues involved in their election? How are the president and vice president of India elected? What are the constitutional issues involved in their election? Election of the president. Article 54. The president is elected by an electoral college. It consists members of the elected members of both the houses of parliament, the elected members of legislative assembly of states, including Delhi and Pondicherry, but nominated members are not included. Article 55. The election is held in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote by secret ballot. Article 55 describes manner of president's election. It clears how number of votes are to be counted. It attempts to secure uniformity among state interstate. It also secures parity between the states as a whole and the union in number of votes. Election of the vice president, Article 66. Article 66. By the members of an electoral college consisting of the members of both houses of parliament. System of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote by secret ballot. Apart from this constitutional provision, Parliament had passed the Presidential and Vice Presidential Election Amendment Act 1997, Presidential and Vice Presidential Elections Amendment Act 1997, which provides manners and methods in detail regarding such elections. What are the constitutional issues involved? Dispute regarding the election. Dispute regarding the election. Article 71 provides that all doubts and disputes arising regarding the election of president or the vice president shall be inquired into and decided by the Supreme Court. Its decision will be final. Vacancy in electoral college. In case of Dr. N.B. Kharve versus Election Commissioner of India 1958, the petitioner challenged the election on the ground of vacancy in electoral college due to dissolution of certain legislative assembly. It was held, and now Article 71(4) Article 71(4) provides that the election of president or vice president cannot be challenged on the ground of vacancy in a particular electoral college. Time of election. In presidential election 1974, the Supreme Court held that the election of office of the president must be held before expiration of the term of the president, even if there is a vacancy in electoral college. Question number 2. What is social justice? What is social justice? How can reservation of seats for women in parliament contribute to the establishment of a socially just society in India? What is social justice? How can reservation of seats for women in parliament contribute to the establishment of a socially just society in India? Social justice means an equal and fair opportunity for everyone to live in just conditions of society. It envisages rights regarding social, economic, and political matters for all over development of a person to live a healthy social life. Only legal justice saves a person from arbitrariness, of course, but it is not enough for positive and creative role in welfare of human being. For these ends, even courts strive to provide social justice to the needy classes. Reservation of seats for women in parliament is a such hotly debated questions for a quite a long time whether it will really serve any purpose or not. If reservation is given to women, will they be able to perform the responsible duty of legislator, or will they occupy these honorable limited seats and intelligent and deserving candidates have to work or as a just rubber stamp in the hands of their relatives? All these questions are being discussed greatly whenever the topic is raised, but today internationally women are getting prestigious position, honorable position. They are achieving amazing success in various fields which were hardly expected for women. They have performed as well as men in almost all fields nowadays. These suggest that if they are provided with enough opportunity, they will perform well even in parliament. Some reason given in favor are: number one, they are ambitious enough to do well. They are ambitious enough to do well. They are less politicized and so much neutral to the reality. Third, they are more honest. They are more honest. They are caring and kind by nature, and this can make them more sensitively to solve the problem of society. They are hardworking and responsible. They are hardworking and responsible. All these, besides many more, are the reasons why women reservation in parliament will prove a good step. However, their conditions in today's society is not satisfactory. Literacy, awareness, and social activity is not seen among in enough proportion. But reservation will bring out potential leader in them and will make them aware of their rights and powers. This will lead to upliftment of women and through them families, villages, towns, and nation at last. Therefore, reservation for women will be a good step in direction of achieving social justice. Question number third. 20th century was a century of oil. 21st century would be the century of natural gas. Comment. 20th century was century of oil. 21st century would be the century of natural gas. Comment. Oil and its product are used as the main source of energy for about last 1.5 century. Although they dominated basically the 20th century, petrol, diesel, kerosene, naphtha, natural gas, and other products are used conventional sources of energy in industries, automobiles, and production of electricity also. Because we know that use of energy per capita indicates the economic level of country and the life standard of its population. In 20th century, in the second half, mainly oil got political importance also. The oil diplomacy was turned into the policy of oil supremacy. The Gulf of War 1991 is its example. In India, oil has been a big factor in budget to make economists think about its alternative. In India also there is a huge reserve of oil, but large population size and its a big demand of oil cannot be fulfilled by its domestic production. Indian government has to import and for that pay a big amount of foreign currency for mitigating India's requirement of oil. But in fact cannot afford this expenditure without affecting its economy, and so it results in rising of inflation rate. Some problems are faced by majority of the countries of the world. India is finding out its alternative source for energy. It has been proved that natural gas can be used as the best alternative to India. India has big reserve of natural gas. Oil and Natural Gas Corporation has been constituted for exploration of oil and gas reserve in India and abroad. It has found out plenty of amount of natural gas in India. This natural gas, when pressurized to turn into liquid form, can be used for domestic purposes in the form of LPG. This LPG is used for domestic purposes through cylinders and even by the facility of the pipeline in some parts like Ankleshwar, Baroda in Gujarat. Compressed natural gas CNG had proved useful in automobile vehicles as fuel. This gas does not add to environmental pollution. About oil, it can be said that if used at present rate, it would last only for few decades. while natural gas reserve is comparatively a bigger amount. It therefore shows that 20th century was of oil, but 21st century will be of natural gas. Thank you so much.